Greetings! I'm Dr. Jeanine Parolini, your Christian dating professor, and I'm here to talk to you about the X in my SEXI model. SEXI. And the X stands for two key areas in a relationship: communication and chemistry. Let me tell you about those. Have you ever noticed that relationships where there is strong communication can become more appealing? At the same time, have you noticed that relationships where communication is hard or difficult can become less attractive? That is precisely why communication and chemistry belong together in a relationship. Communication is the ability to send as well as receive messages that connect with the heart of the other person. Our communication ability includes what we say and write, as well as the tone with which we do it. As we date, we need to watch who we communicate well with and actually we feel uplifted by in the communication process. And then we also need to notice those relationships that actually drain us and cause us to feel a little bit more negativity in the process of communicating. We need to check, too, if we can openly discuss whatever it is that we need to in the relationship as the relationship continues. If we show emotion in the relationship, such as sadness, hurt, frustration, or even anger, is it okay to openly express those types of emotions? These are actually normal human emotions. We all experience them, and at times we need to express them in our relationships. So is it okay to do this in a relationship that you're in so that you can potentially get closer and closer to this person? Or is it not okay, which is going to make it difficult to get close to the person? Now, in a relationship, there's a range of emotions that's okay and not okay. So if we go above the line with our anger and potentially become abusive to another person with our words or even our actions, that is not okay. As well, if we go below the line and potentially become passive aggressive toward others with our anger, that's not okay either. So there's a range where emotions are healthy within a relationship, and each couple needs to determine what that range looks like. But I look for good communication in a relationship. I look for feeling uplifted when I communicate in a relationship rather than drained. Now, this isn't always the case because none of us are perfect, but for most part, I'm looking for that kind of authenticity and transparency of being able to share thoughts and feelings in a relationship. I'd like to be able to share openly, and I'd like my partner to be able to share openly. I'd like him to feel safe with me, and I'd like to feel safe with him. I'd like us to be able to talk about whatever topic we need to and ask whatever questions we need to be comfortable with the topic at hand. Now, as we consider the chemistry in a relationship, this can be a hard one to explain and understand. The point is that there is a draw between two people when chemistry is present. This looks different for different relationships, but it needs to be present in the relationship. For example, for me, I am really drawn to a man's style. So someone doesn't necessarily have to be the most handsome man for me to be drawn to him, just like for some of you, someone doesn't need to be the most beautiful woman for you to be drawn to her. But there is a magnetism between two people when chemistry is present. There is something drawing those two people together. Chemistry can exist for a number of different reasons, and here are some examples. One example might be that two personalities really mesh well together, and that creates the chemistry. Another example might be that two people see an amazing future of ministry together. Another example might be that two individuals just find each other absolutely adorable. Or there could be a very special warmth present between two people that can create the chemistry in a relationship between a man and a woman. Whatever chemistry looks like, from the perspective of a Christian worldview, I would suggest that it is something that the Holy Spirit creates in a relationship and utilizes to draw a man and a woman together and to encourage them in the relationship. When chemistry is present, it can really build into a relationship and make it a lot of fun. When chemistry is not present, it can actually make the relationship harder and harder, maybe even create a drain in the relationship and eventually cause a relationship to just fizzle out. So the way I look for chemistry in a relationship is to see if I feel that the relationship is lifting me up. Is it causing an uplift to me in my heart? Or is it causing a drain in my heart? Am I drawn to the other person? Do I find that I have a magnetism towards the other person? That's how I tend to look for chemistry. Now, sometimes it can take me a few dates to determine if there is chemistry in a relationship. But hopefully these suggestions help you consider what not only chemistry looks like for you, but also what communication needs to look like for you in a relationship. I hope this time has been helpful, and I would just ask you to please stay tuned for our next video as we look at the I in SEXI.